Do not for now. They'll answer your questions if you dare to know. Come with me, skeptics and believers, souls from beyond. Join the seance. See what I see, the dead will talk through me. One knock for yes, two knocks for no. They'll answer your questions if you dare to know. Come with me, skeptics and believers, souls from beyond. Join the
And thank you for being here for our special 2-hour MetaZoo livestream. My name is Ben, and I'm a community manager and game developer here at MetaZoo. It's my pleasure to welcome all of you, whether you've been with us from the beginning, joined somewhere along the way, or you're discovering MetaZoo for the first time today. Today's stream marks the beginning of an exciting new chapter. Over the past several months, our team has been hard at work rebuilding, planning, and laying the foundation for the future of MetaZoo. Tonight, we're shattering the veil and sharing that vision with all of you. Over the next 2 hours, we'll be covering the product roadmap, organized play, events, community initiatives, marketplace updates, lore, and much more. We'll also have a few surprises that we can't wait to share. Most importantly, today's about bringing the community into the conversation. MetaZoo has always been fueled by passionate players, collectors, artists, retailers, content creators, and cryptid enthusiasts. Your support has allowed us to reach this moment, and we're incredibly grateful that you've chosen to spend your evening with us. On behalf of everyone here at MetaZoo, thank you for your continued passion, your patience, and your belief in what MetaZoo can become. We believe the future of MetaZoo is brighter than ever, and we're excited to begin that journey together. Now, it is my honor to introduce the person who will be leading today's presentation and helping shape the future of MetaZoo. Please join me in welcoming our new head caster and managing member of MetaZoo, Zach Browning. Good evening, caster.
We're back, baby. We're back. Can you believe it? We finally made it here. Been a lifelong MetaZoo fan, since 2020. I was at the first event, MetaZoo had at Collecticon. Saw him right across the way with old school Pokemon, vending tables and stuff. And I'm just excited to be here. I think MetaZoo was the first TCG that I got to see that brought me back to 1999 when I was ripping packs, with the family, with grandma. And it always got so much hate. And I was like, why do people hate MetaZoo? It's so cool. It's so magical. The cryptids are so real. And it just feels like, the fans, you guys have been through so much. And you guys are relentless and fight back. And even through bankruptcy, even through all these things, it's like we're still here. And it's like we've been through all these ups and downs and promises and this and that. And I just said, let me in, coach. Let me in. Let me fight for you guys. Give me a shot. And finally, I got the shot to sort of be a servant, sort of be a leader and really guide MetaZoo into the future. And so I want to start by saying that, I am not MetaZoo. If I make all the decisions for MetaZoo, we're going to fail. The fans, you guys are what makes MetaZoo MetaZoo. The fans are who we're going to serve, and I'm just a servant of MetaZoo, of the brand, of the IP. It's not my idea or my creation. I'm purely here to help assess risks, to provide capital, to, hire the best talent we can possibly find, hire the best artists in the world, to find all the magic that we can and make it real, tell the stories, the lore, the magic, all the things that create the environment that makes it feel so, so special. And it's like, I always tell people I'll never work at Taco Bell because I never want to know how the sauce is made. And I never want to work at Pokemon because it was so magical and this and that. But with MetaZoo, I don't want to let it fall. I don't want to let it go any further. And I think a lot of us have been really, really frustrated. And so I felt the need to really step in, really protect the brand, really just make the brand come back to the greatness that it once was and that it can be. I think that along the way we made a lot of decisions, and I want to kind of start and sort of explain why we made those decisions. I think a lot of people saw me purchasing a ton of art over the time, and I still have every MetaZoo item I've ever purchased unless I've given it away to a fan that's out there. And I was just kind of staring at one of the beautiful cards that I have in my collection. And it's kind of weird because there's like a name on here I'm just not really familiar with. And, it's kind of cool to see some of our great artists become even greater. We're looking at one of Poncho's earliest cards, and if you want to swap cameras here to go face down. I'm a huge Piazza Bird fan. It was my get-go from the start. I love the fire breathing, the dragon, the horns. And it's like we have so many good original arts and so many good original characters. I think bringing back the character designs is going to be huge. So, what's even better than having a few sample Piazza Birds is going to be, what if, we had the actual, Piazza Bird art, the original art, that Poncho did back in the day. And so I figured I'd put that on camera for you guys. It's probably one of the coolest pieces we're able to find, probably one of the coolest things that we could see. And so why don't we just swap back to me, if you don't mind. And you can see it here, right here. And so I think MetaZoo has been so cool. I've never wanted to get too close because it was so special, so magical. It was so real. And I've had the chance to be part of the team that purchased MetaZoo out of bankruptcy. We thought that we really wanted to preserve the brand and carry it forward. We thought we were going to purchase it for a certain amount, ended up going way higher than we expected. And then after we got it, like, okay, great, we got MetaZoo, you guys ready to go? And it's like, oh, we got to run a company. It takes money to run a company. We need staff and people. And, we were presented with this wonderful opportunity to work with GQL. GQL, they're titans of the industry. You're talking about Richard Garfield, Scaff Elias, who did the original Magic the Gathering gameplay, Rick Ahrens, who worked for Pokemon from 2003 to 2023, really brought Pokemon from its low points, if you were familiar with 2009 range, to the peak of where it's at today. And, we're card fans. I'm a card collector. I'm someone who, wants to build sets and set collecting and wants to get PSA 10s and wants to go to events with fans and share experiences and all these things. And we were presented with this opportunity to work with the best of the best. And I'm not a, gameplay developer, a card designer, or a graphic designer, or this or that. So we chose to work with GQL because we thought it was the best opportunity possible for the brand. And they have so much experience elevating brands to the top level. And we're very, very grateful for the relationship and what GQL has provided to date. I truly think that MetaZoo, the current MetaZoo, is the best art in the market. When you look at our competitors and you look at their art, we go out and buy competing TCGs all day. It's like the style just doesn't hit as much. It doesn't slap as much. And, we brought it back many, many MetaZoo artists from the past into the new brand. And we just really want to continue where the magic is. So a few of the announcements that have come up, obviously, I'm stepping into the managing member role. What that really means is I'm going to be the leader going forward. It's my job to try to find the best talent we can, and we'll come back to that a little bit later. But also, it's for me to figure out a way to manage the IP and carry it to the heights it's been at before. And so what we've done is we've essentially talked to GQL, and I've said I'm very, very frustrated that we haven't had a set, release. When we had the relationship with GQL, there was a duty to exploit, which means there's a duty to put products in the market. There's a duty to, solicit fans. There's a duty to continue producing sets. And so we've decided that while we really appreciate everything GQL has done to date, it's time for us to take the game back. It's time for us to become the publisher. It's time for us to decide, the art direction, the graphic design mechanics, the gameplay, the strategy. It's time for us to have full control of MetaZoo. And, we've learned a lot from GQL when it comes to motion coding and the ridging on cards and finding the best printer. Our card quality is so high quality, it's AAA. When you look at the old Zoo cards compared to the new Zoo cards, you can just tell the paper stock and the holofoil. And we've done so many things to elevate Zoo to the next level that we feel that we're ready and prepared to sort of own the IP and go forward independently of GQL. And GQL will continue to be a consultant and advisor, which is huge for us keeping our printing relationships, huge for us getting things out on time, and really just making MetaZoo as good as it can be. And so as the publisher, we need to build a team. We need graphic designers and art directors and all these people to sort of produce. So what I've done is I've gone out and we have acquired a lease with a warehouse here in Southlake, Texas. It's a massive warehouse. It's going to have an artist design studio. We're going to encourage artists from all over to come and draw in house and draw on the walls. And I even joked, I said, hey, let's get the team in there. We'll send them 2 pizzas a day and we'll see what magic sort of comes out of it. And I'm a little sad because we went in there. It felt a little creepy, felt a little cryptid. And you might see a Mothman somewhere. It's kind of dark. And they painted the walls last week and now it's like all bright and happy. And I'm like, oh, come on. I want a bunch of cryptids on the walls. You know what I mean? And so, no, we're just really excited where things go. And we'll have a lot of questions come up where I'll sort of answer some of the more tough questions you guys have. And really, I want to lay it all out. So if you have a tough question, I don't want to shy away from it. I want this to be the stream where we'll go through everything. I think you guys know 6 or 7 things we're going to talk about today. We have about 10 or 15 surprises. I think every fan of all sort of links are going to be really excited to see what the surprises are. And then the stream will end about 2 hours. And what I plan to do is sort of stay up to an hour after to answer questions. So it may end up being a 3-hour stream of Q&A, but whatever questions you have, I want to answer. And I want you guys to feel like I'm as transparent as it comes. I'm extremely ethical, high moral person. And so we're going to do the right thing when things come. If we have extra cards that weren't distributed at events, we're going to burn them. We're going to probably show you guys a video of us burning them. We're going to do the right thing time and time again. So, we want to earn your trust. We're not going to do pre-orders. We're not going to do Kickstarters. Everything we're doing is out of pocket. I've been very, very lucky in my Pokemon career to, do extremely well, and I've been blessed that now I can do what I want to do for fun. I don't want to say MetaZoo's like a retirement, but we're not here to make a bunch of money. We're not here to, profit and all this stuff. What we're here to do is do what we love. I've even told the team, even if we lose $100,000 a year, if I can sit here and just make the coolest cards in the world and share it with fans, and hey, I want a Mothman flying over here fighting Piazza Bird, and why don't we throw Bigfoot in there like throwing a rock up, or why don't we bring back some of the original characters? Like, we had such good characters before. Like, wouldn't that be so cool to bring back some of the stories of the past? It's like, if I can come to work every day and do exactly what I love, which is rip a pack of MetaZoo, see a cool holofoil, and build the lore and everything of the future, I think that's it. I want to be happy. So, very fortunate to have the funds and the financing to keep MetaZoo going on indefinitely. There's no risk of MetaZoo failing in the future, simply because we're just going to shorten the print runs. We're going to make these things sell out. We're going to protect the collector. We're not going to do any reprints. We know how card games work. They die by overprinting. They die by charging too much. They die by ignoring the fans. And the fans are the core of everything we do. So again, I'm going to reiterate, I am not MetaZoo. I'm a servant of MetaZoo, here to support you guys and the fans. And you guys will determine what MetaZoo is for the future and what we do. For this stream, obviously the team is made up of a lot of old MetaZoo fans that have been there. We've solicited many opinions, thoughts, comments, and we've really spent the last 6 weeks working as hard as we can to sort of get to this point. And if the fans decide that the direction MetaZoo needs to change, we will change it. Because truly, as long as I can come to work every day, make the coolest cryptid artwork and content and videos and media and every little thing we can possibly do, that's what we're going to do. So by no means will MetaZoo ever go away. It's going to be here to stay, and I want you to be here with us. And so why don't we start by just unbanning the Discord? I feel like I can't quite hear everyone. So let's just unban the Discord and let's reban MetaZoo Menace. He's a bit of a menace. We should keep MetaZoo Menace banned. No, actually, MetaZoo Menace, I'm a huge fan. I actually watch a lot of your videos. I think a lot of your criticisms are very deserved. I think you make a lot of good points, like, why isn't Shadows on the website? Why don't we have hitters? What is this extra rarity I've never seen before? And so let's unban MetaZoo Menace. He deserves to be here. So shout out MetaZoo Menace's stream. And, I think, criticism's deserved. Criticize us if we fail. We deserve it. Make us better. And so, again, you guys are MetaZoo, not us, and we're going to do the best to serve it to you. And so a few things that we are going to come up with, because we are very supportive of MetaZoo in its whole, we're going to allow, old Zoo chat, in the Discord. I want to create threads in the Discord for old Zoo gameplay, for old Zoo collectors, players, and then old Zoo events. And so we'll have a lot more to come about old Zoo events here soon. So I think most of you, like me, are just, what is the next product? When's coming out? When can I rip some new Zoo? Shadows was awesome, but what's next? And so one of the first products we have coming out is Yokai Rising. Am I muted?
You can keep talking. So right now it's just showing the roadmap with just Yokai.
Yeah. Man, I wish I could go down more. I'm fucking fat.
We're going to change the camera on the next cut.
Just tell me when.
Ready to go back?
No, just tell me when I'm ready. When I'm live. So we have Yokai Rising come out in fall of 2026. As you guys know, we're going through the transition of bringing back the license from GQL. It's going to take a little bit of time. There's a lot of lawyers involved. There's a lot of headache, a lot of paperwork. There's a lot of nuance. GQL has several owners. MetaZoo has several owners. I'm not the sole owner of MetaZoo, and so I have to be a servant to those guys as well. Great, funny enough, they're also big MetaZoo fans. We're all on board with the direction we want to go going forward. And so once we get the license back, then we can actually sell Yokai. And so when we had the license with GQL, it was an exclusive license, which means they can, basically do everything they want with trading cards, with clothing, with, accessories, with tents, with boxers, with swimsuits, with, boogie boards, with, decks, binders. Everything there is literally, they have the license there. And so we have to be very careful and cannot quite sell things until this is official. And so Yokai is ready to print. I've seen all the files. I think we made one tweak from the files we got from GQL. And as soon as we can send it off to print, I've actually already committed to do airmail back, which means it's going to get back a little bit faster. And so the plan is that it'll release hopefully by October of 2026. My goal was September 2026. And if I can get a plane that's a little bit faster, we're going to get it here faster for you guys. But the premise of Yokai is basically it's a premium card set. And so a lot of sets that are out there are going to be, the main sets like Base, Tides, and Secret Shadows. Where a premium card set, what we're trying to do is basically, we feel like the TCG market's very underserved in the sort of the higher end aspect. And so when you look at sports cards, you have Flawless, you have National Treasures, and you have all these different card sets that are made with sort of premium foil, a touch, texture, all these little different things. And so what we want to do is we want to deliver a premium card set to the TCG world where you feel like your experience is elevated. So our plan for Yokai, it's going to be a 6-pack booster box. You're going to get a secret rare in every pack. We have more secret rares in this set than we do the base cards. Some of them are going to be harder to pull than others. And we actually have some of the best quality cards you can see. And can we grab a Yokai sample real fast? Maybe from the other room, and I'll show you guys what they look like. We actually already got samples in house that we're trying to get the best printer quality we can. And so, with that being said, we're working on the first set that MetaZoo will release out into the public. And because we have a lot of sort of freedom and a lot of things we can do with that, this is the first set that the crew you see here, the design team you see here, will actually sort of be putting its face behind. And so, what we've done with that is said, what was a big miss from old Zoo? What was a big miss from, the new Zoo? This and that. What was something that we could have done a little bit better? And that's the incorporation of the lore. Literally, we want to tell stories. We want to build the universe. We want to build MetaZoo from the ground up. We want to tell the stories of some of your favorite casters that are out there that you already know. And so what we've said is every art description going forward, every art piece you see will have some sort of the lore incorporated into it. And so we have a great lore team that's been working really, really hard to build a new comic, a new manga for you guys. And everything we send out, every sort of piece of art is going to say, when you see Snipe looking over the hill and all of a sudden maybe there's an alien in there, what does that mean? What's going on? I want you to relate it back to that story. I want you to see the fear, in Ding Bell's eyes when he all of a sudden climbs up the wall and sees a piazza bird looking at him. And so incorporating the lore back is really sort of a way that we can also be artists first in everything we do. That's really going to determine the direction of what we do forward. And I think what we also want to do, we keep talking about characters you know. Why don't we bring back someone you know here shortly?
Rose is on.
We good? Rose Robinson. I think we all know her. She's pretty badass. And she's got a big journey ahead. And so with Rose Robinson, she's going to be the main sort of part of our story that we're going to start with and her adventures and where she's going to go. Now with MetaZoo, we have to define, aura, caster, magic. How do you capture cryptid? All these different little pieces. And so our fourth set that's going to come out around December 2026, we'll announce it here for you.
Represents a huge milestone for MetaZoo. Not only does it introduce an entirely new way to play the game, but it's also the very first full expansion developed completely by MetaZoo's in-house production team. At the center of the set is the brand new Cosmic Aura. Cosmic Aura introduces one of the most unique mechanics we've ever designed, abduction counters. As you play Cosmic cards, you'll accumulate abduction counters that can be spent to abduct rival creatures, removing them from the battlefield and sending them to an entirely new game zone called the Abduction Zone. At the beginning of the next round, casters will roll a dice for a chance to land their creatures back onto the battlefield. It's a mechanic that's unpredictable, thematic, and unlike anything we've released to date. I'm incredibly proud of what the team has created, and this is only the beginning.
Oh my gosh. Sorry, I was looking at Yokai. It is so cool. So this is not the final rendition of Yokai that we have here. But for example, one of the Sun Wukongs we're doing a print test. They picked the wrong hollow pattern, and so you won't see this sparkle hollow pattern here. But man, it just looks so cool. And I think we even had a good Cumberland Dragon in the rain. I think this is one of our Tokyo sort of styles, kind of the cityscape. And then I know you guys are going to love this, but the rarest of Yokai that's going to come out, it's going to be our manga rares. And boy, are they going to be rare. And this is our Mothman. It's so sick. Look at that. If you could pull one of these, and I mean, I can't wait to show all of it. I was getting on Ben. I was like, we got to stop spoiling this until we get the set out. He's like, we only spoiled 30 cards. It's like, stop. We got to release the set. Let me send it to print. Let's get this out for you guys. And so my hope is that the fans really, really embrace and love the premium TCG that we're going to bring to market. And our goal going forward is to release a premium set every year. So one thing I did mention earlier is when we got the group together, we sort of had a writer's retreat, and we wrote out sort of the manga and everything that we want for the next 5 years. So for the next 5 years, we know every set that we want to release. We know the story of Rose Robinson and maybe other casters that you're looking for. And we know where they're going to interact in the MetaZoo universe and come around. And so during this call today, or this video today, you're going to release the sets through 2027, through the end of 2027, so you get to see the main releases we have in store for you. And just like Old Zoo, they would hit us with a ton of surprises, a ton of promos, a midnight press release, maybe a drop you just got to be on for. So we're going to have a lot of things. We plan for them to sell out. We're not going to make more of them. And you just got to be here. You just got to be around if you want to see them come to light. So one of the biggest pieces of MetaZoo that makes it magical, when I talk about Poncho, when I talk about Lily, when I talk about Seb, or even, Victor, who's also back, their art is just incredible. Even one of my favorite, artists I've commissioned over the years, Seza. She goes by Sezadactyl online. Commissioned a number of pieces from her. She's a new MetaZoo artist coming soon. You actually saw one of her arts earlier. I think our artists are some of the most special pieces of MetaZoo that make the magic real. And I think that, we really need to find a way to reward those artists and take care of them. And so earlier in the year, I think you guys may have seen a few play mats, maybe an April Fool's play mat or an Easter play mat. We might have had the team here have some few ideas to push those forward. I'm glad that went over really well. Kate Becker, who did the Easter play mat, she told me that the money that she received for that play mat, she actually went to go use for artist lessons. And she had a popular artist teach her to get a little bit more skill. And here I am thinking, Kate Becker art is so amazing and magical. How could Kate get better? It's like her work is so good already. So when I heard that the artists themselves want to get better, we took the initiative to launch MetaZoo Artist Scholarships. And so going forward, we're going to launch 3 scholarships of $1,000 each, and we're going to let the fans decide what artists they go towards. And the goal is that they can go towards artist supplies, artist lessons, or anything that we choose to make the artist better. And we want the fans to decide sort of who receives those. Now, as MetaZoo becomes more successful and we grow, I would love to expand this to more scholarships and even increase the scholarship amount for each. But I think we have some of the best artists in the world, and we really want to take care of them. And it would be the dream for me that if 10 years from now, we don't lose a single artist because they just feel so at home and they feel like the magic is real and they want to stay in the MetaZoo culture forever. And so as a duty, as a servant of MetaZoo, taking care of the artists is a top priority. Now, with that, we have a lot of artists that, and we'll have more to come with how to vote, this and that. When we get towards the stream, you'll actually see how we're going to facilitate that. We plan for, do we have a graphic for the art stuff? The scholarship? No, we don't have a graphic for the scholarship, right? Okay, but we'll talk more about when that'll start. There'll be a period to elect this and that. We'll go through the voting procedure so it's fair. But with that being said, a lot of people want to become a MetaZoo artist. Even in the short time of the announcement, I've had several people reach out that want to have a card, produced with their original art. And so we want to bring back something really special. That was one of my favorite sets of MetaZoo, and that's the fan art contest. The Bloody Mary there and the White Death, those are two of my favorite cards, and those ended up resulting in some of the best MetaZoo artists, coming around with Isaac and joining the team. So a great way to join the team is to participate in what we're announcing here is the first fan art contest for Meta 2. So if you see here on the screen, I think we have the participation sort of card. If you submit anything, you're going to get that card. Whether you draw I was going to say ditto, but whether you draw a little circle or something, I mean, obviously make an effort, but we will give you that card if you submit an entry, obviously one per person. And then if you win or you're selected, you'll get the winner card. We're going to have sort of an extended timeline to submit this art. We want to give you guys time to submit. We'll have a lot more details coming out about how to be part of this, but the submission window will be about 3 months. We'll give guidelines on the cryptids and this and that if you want to concept a new cryptid, and we're going to have some guidelines on how to the winner will be selected. But this is a great way to be on a MetaZoo card and possibly join the MetaZoo team of artists. We have some of the most talented artists in the world, and our goal is for this to be a recurring campaign, so that when the next set comes out and these are released as cards, the next art contest will start right away. And so we're very, very excited for that. Do we have another graphic for the art? I think so. Yeah. Okay. So kind of lead into the next topic here. We'll have a Q&A very, very soon. But lead into the next topic here. When we talk about distribution of products and our products being released into the market, there's always... You feel like it could have been done a little bit better. You feel like, man, I wish that it was a little bit easier to get a box, or why did I pay, $120 retail and then all of a sudden there's a sports guy selling it for $40 on eBay? That's a little disappointing, don't you think? And so what we're essentially going to do is launch the MetaZoo Marketplace tonight. You'll see it coming very, very soon, where you can now buy MetaZoo products directly from us from a business to consumer, method. And I feel like we have a lot of fans that love MetaZoo products. It just feels like it's a little too expensive. And I feel like we should make MetaZoo more affordable. We prided ourselves on having the lowest cost deck to play the game, whereas, wherever the rarity of the card was, there was a more affordable card that you could play. But why don't we have the lowest cost products in the market? Our MSRP for a booster pack is $4.99 today. We're going to drop that down to $3.99 to make a booster box a little over $95. But what we're going to do is it'll be on the website for $94.99. So we'll have the most affordable booster boxes of a AAA card game printed with the top quality paper, the top artists, texture cards, the chrome booster packs, the seal, all the whole 9 yards. And we want to make it more affordable for the fans because I feel like it's the right thing to do for you guys. And with that being said, because we are reducing the pack and we are trying to use the marketplace for our sales going forward, we're going to relaunch the partner program. And so if you want to join the MetaZoo partner program and be one of our elite, stores that really supports MetaZoo, really supports organized play, really supports our artists and our cryptids and embodies everything that we believe is magical, we want you to join the partner program. And we're going to have a way to sign up for that here shortly. You're going to find out that we have probably one of the most talented teams, and I literally just cannot say enough about the team we have here, and they have worked so hard. Everything you see here was done in the last 6 weeks. And I cannot say enough about this team, and it truly wouldn't have been done. I couldn't have done else myself. The team itself is who has made all these things happen. And so with the partner program, they will receive discounts on, it'll be essentially our new way of selling to distributors going forward. If a distributor wants MetaZoo product, they should be a part of the partner program. That's how you're going to get the most discounted product to resell to stores and such. And so they'll also receive guaranteed allocation. We'll have sort of a portion of every set that'll be set aside for giveaways. We're going to give away so much product. I think you guys are going to call me crazy, but at the same time, I think the fans deserve it. And then the partners will get allocation guaranteed. We'll have guaranteed allocation for live streamers that want to live stream the product, and we'll have more to say about that. So why don't we just pause right here, and I'll open it up for Q&A. For the Q&A, I believe we pulled a couple questions from Reddit, so I'm going to let Ben tell me what the questions are. And then we'll open the floor to the live chat questions, and we will I'll read some questions off live chat. But we'll do about 5 minutes, and then we're going to keep moving. I want to get through all the announcements in 2 hours.
The question is, what is being done to increase the visibility and viability of very saturated, increasingly more saturated by the field of collecting?
So increase the visibility and viability. One of the frustrations I had with MetaZoo is I feel like we didn't do enough marketing. And so we're actually looking to hire a marketing professional, a seasoned professional, and we're going to start putting money into ads and Instagram and sharing our brand everywhere. We're going to start going to cryptid shows, and we're going to have more promos and giveaways, and you're going to see so much MetaZoo that you're going to be like, man, I missed that promo. I even told the team, it's like, let's take off the number card, the numbers in the bottom, because I don't want you to know when you miss a promo. I want you to just constantly be in the abyss of like, if you weren't on, you missed it. You got to know. And so, we're doing everything we can to since you put the brand out there. And the truth is if we come at the end of the day and we have 100 fans or 500 fans, and those are the MetaZoo fans, those are the fans we're going to cater to. Those are the fans we're going to do stuff for. And we don't need to be a million fan base. We don't need 100,000 fans. What I want to do is find fans that want the magic to be real, that want to hear the stories, that want to see Rose's adventure in Cosmic Conquest, that want to see her champion and maybe discover some aliens, or maybe have to fight some aliens, or maybe she make friends with aliens. I don't know. I told the team when we're rewriting the lore, we're going through everything, I said, we can go through Game of Thrones style. We can just, find new heroes every time, or we can go Ash Ketchum style and have 30 years before he wins anything. And I think you're going to find we find somewhere in between with the lore and stuff. But really what we're here to say is, we're here for the fans. Yeah, what's the other Reddit question?
Small changes in the art direction compared to the original.
Small changes in art direction. So the changes that you guys see in the art direction is really at the guidance of GQL. And so when you're a worldwide brand, there's certain things you cannot do if you want to sell in the Asian market. There's certain things you cannot do if you want to sell in Walmart. There's certain things you cannot do if you want to sell in sort of, very, vanilla places, I guess you could say. And I feel like that kind of wasn't MetaZoo. I kind of feel like the core MetaZoo, I should say. Now, I think everything GQL did was great and could have been, for, cryptid-based TCG. But the challenge is it wasn't a cryptid-based TCG. It was MetaZoo. And so I think for MetaZoo, we love the gore. We love the teeth. We love the horror. We love the scary parts. We also love the cute derpy parts. We love Snipe and we love Gumbaroo. But, also, like, Wendigo's kind of scary. And Wendigo should be kind of scary. And I like seeing Wendigo in a box. I know you guys do too. And so by selling direct to consumer in the marketplace, we have tremendous freedom with what we can release and put out there. Now, we will still sell in big box as long as they'll take our orders. I don't mind having an ability to keep the company running. That's a very sort of easy way to sell packs and get packs in the market. But we're not going to shy away from who we are. We're going to make some of the coolest art you've ever seen. And I'm not going to spoil this art. I'm not even going to tell you which set it's from. But one of the first arts we got back, the artist said to me, they said, Zach, I know you said the theme was this. And you said that, take the shackles off and draw how I want to draw. And, I know it's a little bit horror, but is this too much horror? And I looked back and I told the art director, I said, you let that artist be who they are. Let them draw exactly how they want to draw. And if they put too much horror in there, that's okay. Because the fans love this artist for how they draw and why they draw. And it's not up to me to curve the creative direction too much. So when you guys see that art and you see that set and you see that drop, you are going to probably be blown away. And so when I talk about Cosmic Conquest and the sets to come, the art coming is the coolest and most special art I have ever seen. And I know you saw Fresno Nightcrawlers hiding in the pants and Snipe looking all confused. And I know you saw the new Cats by Seza. Oh my gosh, that's just a taste of what we have to come. And so let's take a chat question.
Worldwide shipping from the new marketplace?
Yes, we'll do worldwide shipping. Oh, in any giveaways we do, we're going to pay for the fees. So, if you check out through the store and you pay shipping that way, that's okay. Like, you will pay shipping if you check out. But if we give away something and I commit to give you something, I'm going to cover the shipping costs. MetaZoo will cover the shipping costs. So if you win something and someone asks you for money, that's not how that works. A giveaway is going to be a true free giveaway. And I don't care if you live in France, Germany, anywhere in the world, I will pay for the shipping to you. We're a worldwide TCG. We need to support our fans worldwide. What's some other questions? Man. Okay.
Somebody asked if there would be a limit to how many submissions you can send in the art contest.
We'll have some guidelines around that. Truly, what I want to do is, as a steward of MetaZoo, I want to be fair. And so we're going to do what we believe is fair. If we think that multiple submissions is okay, then we'll move forward with it. But when the guidelines come out, if we think it's fair to only submit one, then that'll be the way it is. But I don't want to step in and overstep. Generally, in these situations, you do research what other TCGs do, what MetaZoo do in the past, and we're going to do whatever we believe is the most fair for the fans. Maybe do one more question?
Are you planning on working with content creators?
Yes. I think content creators are a very special part of MetaZoo. I think having a list of influencers and people that want to support us is very, very important. I would love to send content creators free product for every set that comes out. You know, if you get product and you're going to make cool MetaZoo content, you should have it for free. You know, maybe we'll even pay content creators if we get enough money in the bank. But content creators are a great way to support MetaZoo. I've been very, very lucky in the Pokemon sort of side of things to meet a lot of friends and a lot of people who started out as collectors that have become big content creators. And hopefully some of those people may just make a MetaZoo video because they're a fan. And that'll be cool too. But we'll have a way for you to identify yourself as a content creator or influencer. And we absolutely want to support those people. And I think they're great for preserving the brand and moving forward. So with that, we're going to transition to a special message from one of my best friends in the hobby, someone I just saw a couple days ago. And I think MetaZoo fans are going to appreciate exactly what he has to say.
Yeah, hi everybody. King Pokemon here. Actually today it's King MetaZoo here. And I'm going to be answering some questions about my relationship with MetaZoo and why I love the idea of the new zoo coming out. Well, actually, MetaZoo is very important to me. When I first heard about the idea, the owner, Michael Waddell, came to me and just asking for advice on stuff. And when I heard his idea, I thought, well, this is a tremendous idea. You know, since my involvement with Pokemon in 1998 started, I hadn't been more excited over anything until I read this about MetaZoo. Because, you know, people have dreams, and MetaZoo was a dream, and just instinctually, I was drawn towards that. That's an easy one. Tahoe Tessie, and this was actually drawn. I don't know if you can see the bottom of this, but you can see it was actually drawn, the cryptid itself, by my daughter, Akara Hayes, my favorite cryptid. Well, that's kind of an easy one, and maybe it's unusual. It'll surprise a lot of my MetaZoo friends. My favorite cryptid is Joint Snake. Well, when MetaZoo faded away the first time, I thought there was no way you were going to hold this franchise down, because it's an absolutely terrific idea, and run properly, it's going to be a true iconic franchise for the future. I would say, guys and girls, give it a chance. You know, give it a chance. I know that you're all going to be very surprised. Yes, this is all brand new people and new ideas. Some of the original amazing artists are back on board. I would truly ask that you give it a shot. This is not the old zoo. You know, this is the new zoo, and I really believe that we're going to take this to heights that it's never seen before.
Man, is that too much for you guys? Is that enough announcements? Does that feel like it was a good stream? Or no. MetaZoo fans always want more. You guys want more and more and more, and that's what we're here to do, is give you more. And I just feel like there's so many things to bring back or to fix or to change. And earlier I kind of mentioned that when you have the fan experience and the communication and the updates and all the different pieces that sort of let you know what's going on in MetaZoo, I feel like we could do a much better job with the fan experience and the things that allow you to know what's going on and to communicate with other fans and to be part of sort of the actual core and the history and everything going through. So what we've done is, with great pride and great sort of honor, I want to just share that Mr. MetaZoo News, I know Miss MetaZoo News is in chat, Mr. Chabreau, Eric, he's a part of the MetaZoo team, and I think you guys know that he has built one of the best deck builders on MetaZooNews.com. He reports things adamantly. He's one of the most passionate MetaZoo fans and one of the people that truly love Zoo to the core. And when I look for people to be on the team, I love people that work hard all day, and then when they go home, they're still doing MetaZoo. That's a MetaZoo fan, and that's who you want to be on the team. And I'm so proud of Eric for what he's built. And without further ado, we want to share the new MetaZooTCG.com website. Take it away, Eric.
Redesign the user experience from the top down. Starting with the homepage, we have a new section to show off the latest and greatest MetaZoo cards, while also allowing you to see what the original art of each card looks like. Directly below, we have a really fun new feature, Cryptids Around the Globe. Here, you can scroll amongst some of our textured cards across our sets and see where each legend lives on the interactive globe beneath. Want to see if there's a cryptid in your backyard? Simply spin the globe and zoom in where you live to see what a potential real-life MetaZoo card might have in store. You can click to see a specific highlighted card on the left-hand panel, and you can also see every card that we have published for the selected cryptid by clicking on its name on the right. Further below, you will see the sets that we have published or are in the process of publishing, along with links to the all-new MetaZoo Marketplace, which we will take a look at in a moment. Next up is something that we are all very proud of, which is our How to Play interactive demo. This unique experience walks you through the scoring loop of the new MetaZoo gameplay while explaining the different ways to earn mission points, what the different types of cards do and mean, and hopefully inspires you to try it out. We have made this available in both desktop and mobile formats. Following that, we have our community highlights page that features all of the ways to connect with MetaZoo and your fellow casters. Official press releases and our latest events can be found in the next section. They also have their own dedicated pages you can find in the navigation bar for more detailed information. Finally, if you want to reach us, please feel free to do so. Our goal is to reply to every message we get in a timely manner, so please let us know your feedback. Now, on to the fun stuff. One of the biggest gripes of the previous website was the lack of a true card database. Today, that comes to an end with our cryptid codex that tracks all cards we have released in our main sets with all the filters that you are familiar with. Next, the lack of an official deck builder has been an issue for a long time, but we are pleased to announce our own official deck builder. If you have made decks previously on MetaZooNews.com, they will be available for you to import if you create an account with that same email as you did on MZN. It has all the bells and whistles along with a public deck page to check out. Our lore section has taken on an entirely new direction, and we have published Chapter 0 of the new MetaZoo manga. Flip through the pages to see what the next chapter of MetaZoo history has in store. The How to Play pages are a treasure trove of information, official rules, downloads, and a great How to Play video series. Find more in-depth information relating to card types, rarities, and more right here on MetaZooTCG.com. Our community page will be something special. We plan to feature you, the fans, and content creators around MetaZoo right here on our official website. If you're interested to be featured, please reach out on the contact form. Organized Play is still under development, but we encourage you to make a caster account, as that will be the primary way of interacting with Organized Play, event check-ins, and much, much more. Speaking of which, this is what you can expect in your caster account. You will be issued a caster ID card with all of the relevant information to be entered into tournaments and access unique MetaZoo exclusives. In profile settings, you will find a place to enter in your shipping address. This is purely optional, but I can guarantee you that you will not be disappointed, especially if you do it today. Last but not least, we have the brand new MetaZoo Marketplace. We have a ton of products lined up, but we are firm on not selling any product that we do not already have in hand. For now, you can pick from our booster box collection, and every purchase will receive a free gift. Thank you, casters, for diving into this very exciting new chapter of MetaZoo history. Without all of you, we truly could not say that magic is real, and real magic is everywhere. We have completely redesigned the user experience.
So we have an amazing, amazing new website, and I cannot say enough praise for Eric Metashab for putting it together and building it. And again, keep in mind, he did this in 6 weeks. This was very, very fast, on top of other duties, responsibilities, this and that. So we're very, very proud for the new site that we have going forward. As you could probably catch a glimpse, we have the new lore, the first chapter of the manga coming up. You can take a peek there. And probably the most important part we want to highlight is the player card. The player card is how you are going to interact with the MetaZoo world going forward. I encourage everyone to make a player card right now. We'll have Q&A here very, very soon. You can take that time to create your player card while we're on stream. And if you do so in the early days, you'll have a founding member sort of stamp on your player card that will live beyond, and it'll be there forever. And so if you're going to sign up for an event, if you're going to check out and buy a product, if you're going to build a deck, if you're going to interact with the lore, or maybe you're going to have an achievement or some sort, it'll all be tied back to that player card. And the big part about the player card is we do have an address section at the bottom for giveaways. And so if you were to ever receive a giveaway from MetaZoo, that giveaway would go through the player card, whether that's on YouTube, Instagram, an in-person event. You do not have to provide an address, but if we're going to ship you something for free, we're going to look at that address. So the player card is how you will interact with the MetaZoo world going forward, and all the announcements. And maybe if you're a pretty active player, we decide to give guaranteed allocation to the players. And it's a great way to fight bots when you know who your customer is and we know who our fans are. And so we're trying to look at the future. We're trying to be a futuristic TCG. And I think our website might be the best out there when you look at all the TCGs across the land. And that goes to, again, Metashab. So huge congratulations, huge props. I know the store is a little lacking when it comes to available products. Again, that has to do with the transition, with us getting the license back from GQL. The last thing we want to do is violate any agreements that we have in place. And we expect that to happen very soon, very shortly. But once we do have full access to sell items back to the fans, we intend to give you so many items that anything you want to do and celebrate MetaZoo is going to be available for you guys. And so we do have promo cards that have been paid for, that are being printed, that will be associated with the store. They're not here yet. And so as you can see on screen what the few of them are, one of them will be very limited. So when we drop it, it'll probably go pretty quick. And the other will be for people who order over a certain period of time. Very, very excited to release those. And so as a courtesy and sort of as a interim sort of bonus, what we've done is I went out and made some MetaZoo magnets, some MetaZoo stickers, and I feel like MetaZoo fans love tattoos. Well, what's up with everyone getting a MetaZoo tattoo? And so if you want a MetaZoo tattoo as a free gift on checkout, anyone that orders anything from the store will get to choose, and we'll probably throw some extra in there anyway. You can have a MetaZoo tattoo that you can put anywhere you want. And let's say the first one I saw wasn't on a face. Ben. Okay. But we're excited about that. We're going to keep doing stuff. So if you have cool ideas, we just want to be an idea hub and just keep plowing you guys with cool stuff. So again, make your player card. It's very important to interact with Zoo. Highly encourage you guys to do that right now in stream. So with that, why don't we open it up for more Q&A? I feel like we didn't get as many questions as I was hoping for. Let's can we take a question from chat?
TCG player?
A TCG player? I have had conversations with TCG player in the month of June. I understand why it's so hard to get on TCG player. We actually went up to the second in command and found out he's a MetaZoo fan, and we were able to get a meeting with the head of partnerships, and it is challenging to join TCG player. My plea to them is we are already on the site. Let's just add the new cards. We've sold so many packs. We have so many fans. We have so many people emailing them. We are still trying to get on TCG player. I will fight relentlessly for you until we're on there. I will email them from every email I can come up with until they put us on there. And so what you can do is help me by emailing them as well, to let them know that fans want to buy the products, that we want to play the game. We have card shops that say they'll carry MetaZoo once they can reference a price for each individual card in TCG player. It's the best way to grow our game and get into gameplay and such through that. I also want to make sure that we get on Collector, and I'm working with Whatnot on a partnership to have a special MetaZoo category. So that was a conversation we had a couple days ago. We have a lot of things in-house. I try to be a very transparent person, and I think what you're going to find is I don't want to commit to things until we already have them. I know we're talking about doing an Arby's collab without telling Arby's, but it was like, hey, just go there, post at Arby's, and we'll send you a promo, but maybe we need to tell them. All right, we'll bring that back. That was April Fool. Oh, I spoiled April Fool. Okay, never mind. But we have a lot of cool stuff coming on, and we'll figure it out for you guys. All right, next question.
If you wanted to join the team, are there any open positions?
Yes, we have open positions. At the very end of the stream, I plan to go in more detail. At the highest level, we're looking for a senior marketing professional. I'm looking for someone that has marketing experience at a firm, posting at 2 o'clock on a Tuesday, what color scheme to use, how to build reels and not use AI. We aren't really an AI-friendly brand when it comes to art. We want all of our art to be original, so we want our reels to feel original and feel like they're made with skill and talent. And so we're looking for a marketing professional that can elevate us to the next level. They will have a budget. We have about 10 marketing campaigns that we have we're working on. I think the first was obviously the artist scholarship. Then we have the fan art contest, and we have more we're going to share during this stream. Another position we're looking for is a senior graphic designer. It's very difficult to hire talent in the TCG world. Our team is skilled enough that we can teach a skilled graphic designer how to make cards in motion coat and do TCG and this and that. But we would love to add a senior graphic designer to the team. Then we're also looking for an analyst that can help support the team. So when we have all these giveaways and all these achievements and all these different things, we want to make sure the people that deserve cool promos get them. And we need to track that in sheets and, some behind the scenes stuff. And we need someone to help us support that initiative. So if you want to join the team as an analyst and really just give cool stuff to fans as much as we can, I'd love to have you on the team. And last but not least, we're going to look for a few shippers. We plan to ship a lot of stuff to you guys every day. And so we're looking for someone to join the team as a logistics coordinator. Great question.
Holiday promos making a return?
I think every holiday deserves a promo. I once heard holidays were an excuse for drinking and celebrating with friends. I think it's an excuse for cool card art. And I told Lily, our art director, that I want to over-commission art. That as much art as we can make, let's make it, put it out there. I don't want to oversaturate sets and things like that. I don't want you to feel like it can be too much. I'm going to make too much. Don't worry about it. But we're going to have a ton of promos. And the goal is that we're going to drop them left and right and all the time. Now, one of the challenges is we just got back in the driver's seat. So everything we print has a little bit of time delay before we get there. But give us a few months. Be patient. Let us get a little ahead of the schedule. Let us write the lore through next year. Let us get the art, pieces out. Let's get the sets made. Let's make sure that we can still print at the high quality GQL sort of set for us. And that, yes, we will move forward with the cool promos.
When's the next Wendigo?
I think Wendigo's underutilized cryptid. I don't know why. We actually have a Wendigo coming out. Yes, Wendigo will be coming. No spoilers.
Will we celebrate international holidays?
I'm a big fan of international holidays. I was really pushing for King's Day, a holiday that I've yet to celebrate, like with all the fans in Amsterdam. I think there's a lot of international holidays like Chinese New Year that we can do some really cool art designs around. And truly, like if we have fans that want to celebrate and be part of things, we should embrace it. You know, cryptids are loved by people all over the world and for different reasons. Some are scary, some are cool, some are creepy, some are come and go, some are myths, some are legends, some may actually exist. But we should absolutely celebrate the holidays and the fans and any sort of reason to get together and tell a story. To me, that's the heart of MetaZoo.
Will the current card backs stay with the new direction?
The current card backs we plan to keep. We have more to share. I'll let the spoil happen when it happens. But for MetaZoo, the current card back will be there for, let's just say, Cosmic Conquest and Yokai. I like the new back. I think it's good. It's a little less satanic than maybe the old zoo. And that may be a good change. I don't want to wake up and go back to the first time you saw The Exorcist.
Sleeves, playmats, deck boxes, and any other items in the works?
That's a great question. Sort of like I mentioned before, we want all those things. I think it's atrocious that we don't have a base set binder, that we don't have a torrential tides binder that's just covered in water. You know, I want the most premium binders we can make, and that's full of leather and art all over. And I love the original spellbook design and all the original cryptids that were on. And I'd love to open it, and maybe we have art on the inside, or maybe it's aura, or this or that. And we have so many cool things we want to do that we actually had a team working on probably what I'd call one of the most special things. And as we like to call them, little Bigfoot. So we have these really plushies that are so soft and sweet, and it's like one of the most coolest, adorable things. It's not numbered, and I'll give you my philosophy on numbering here in a second, but we're going to have more of these cryptids come out, and we only ordered 100 of these, not very many. When we release them in the store, we're going to have more cryptids coming, and then I know for event-specific cryptids, maybe we'll have a plushie tied to those. So if you want to put this on your purse, your handbag, or just carry it around with you, I think this is one of the most adorable little Bigfoots we could have. So with that, why don't we jump into the next section here? We'll have more sections for Q&A. And so one thing a lot of people have been asking about, rightfully so, is organized play. Like, why haven't we launched organized play? Why is it so difficult? You know, why is it so hard to embrace and this and that? Some of it has to come with some of the bad blood from MetaZoo. Obviously, the bankruptcy and transition was not kind to everyone. I'm proud to say that when we bought MetaZoo out of bankruptcy, there was enough money to sort of pay back all the old fans. Why you guys haven't been paid back, I have no idea. I thought that would have happened really quick, but it's still ongoing. But anyway, with organized play, sidetrack here, we're excited to launch it. It's going to launch August 1st. It's going to be in all the card shops that were willing to carry MetaZoo, and to even help get over this hurdle of maybe lost pre-orders or some money that hasn't been given back yet or this or that. We're going to have store kits, or we're going to have support organized play. They'll have tons of booster packs inside. They'll have a handwritten sort of letter from us. They'll talk about how to play the game and people that want to support it. And with organized play, we're going to facilitate it all in-house. MetaShab is working on building organized play from scratch. We have a few other options, but we're going to try to facilitate it in-house. And basically, we'll have sort of a sort of piece where you can sign up with a store, use your player card. The store can identify with their player card that they're a store, and you'll be able to log in, sign up. There'll be a portion of organized play that's the active play, sort of, do the rounds and the part where your opponents wins versus your opponent's wins. We're going to have all that calculation go. It's going to be a very basic sort of organized play out of the box sort of scenario. And then we'll have sort of a post-organized play piece where your winnings and your ranking and everything will be reported back to us. And, maybe if you get 50 wins, maybe you should get a free promo. Maybe we should send it to you. Maybe, if you participate in multiple stores. I think there should be a lot of cool achievements, but I kind of believe some of those should be hidden, that when you achieve it, you'll get the promo and you'll see what we have in store. But the player card, again, if you haven't signed up, please sign up, because that's going to coordinate everything that we have for you going forward. But organized play will be in-house. It'll be all on the website. It'll coordinate every little piece. And probably the most special part of organized play, I think everyone's interested in, is prize packs. So where are the prize packs at? What's going on? What happened to them? Well, they've been around. They've been printed. They've been printed again and printed again, because when you do serialized cards, it can get kind of complicated. And, you don't want a bunch of the same one-on-ones out there. And you don't want, you want the right quantity, and you want the right texturing, and you want everything to be just right. And so it actually took us 3 times to get the prize packs right. And they're available right now. But I am a firm believer that the prize packs should be earned, that you should not pay for prize packs. A prize pack shouldn't be something you can just go buy. When you play an event and you win a trophy card, you can't buy the trophy. You got to win it. You got to earn it. You have to show up and play. And if you want a prize pack, I want you to show up and play and prove that you're the best, and the magic is real, and that you have the magic to win your event. And so we will have more information about how many prize packs are awarded, but I want to be clear here that every prize pack that goes out from this point forward will be given away by MetaZoo. We will not charge you for them. They will not be for sale. You play the game, you can get the prize pack. And if you want to sell it after that, that's up to you. We have secured control of most of the prize packs. Again, there was a distributor promo that was out there that has since stopped. Part of this is due to the transition of the license back to us. And I'm a firm believer that anything serialized should be earned. So for the foreseeable future, you will not see serialized cards and booster packs, but they will be in events, things you can play. So if you want a 1-of-1 or a 1-of-5 or a 1-of-10 or a cool art, go earn it. Play the game. Learn to play. We're going to give them all away because that's what the fans deserve. You shouldn't have to buy them. Let us pay for it and you earn it. So again, it's through the website. We're not using Cardio. I want to point that out. We're going to use all the software ourselves. And store kits, if you want to sign up to be a store, you have a contact us form. That's how we're going to do with the player card. That's how you can sign up to be a part of the partner program. That's how you can sign up as a store and also sort of mention it. So when you do the contact us form, if you have the player card link to it, it's a great way for us to sort of be able to send you a store kit, especially we can validate your retail store. And I want to juice them up. I think I've got a pallet of boxes that I want to make sure we give away. And if we don't give them away, we're not ripping them. We're going to give them away. And so with that being said, with organized play coming out, with the beautiful tutorial that Eric put on the website, I really think we need more people that know how to play the game, the new game, the game that GQL produced. And so we're going to have our next initiative, which is going to be how to play. And so if you make a video with new MetaZoo on how to play the game and you teach people in your own way, whether it's tips, tricks, how to build a deck, maybe decks you use, things like that, we want to reward you. We need more fans that can play the new game and can get out there and compete. And we have more to talk about competing coming up. But if you make a how to play video, we're going to select to the top 5 videos and give them prizing. And so that'll probably be a booster box or 2, maybe a special item. But if you get out there and you make content, you support MetaZoo, show you're a fan, show that you want to be part of this, we're going to send you stuff for free. And I don't know, maybe everyone that makes a video gets something, but the top 5 are going to get something special. So help us find fans, help us find cryptid lovers out there. Teach them how to play in your own words. Not everyone learns the same way, and we want to encourage people that learn differently to learn through the fans we have out there. So, you ready for the next section? Where do you play? You have organized play, you have card shops, but what if you want to come see us? What if you want to compete for something bigger, something better? I know the towers were really cool, but what if, I don't think we're ready for Caster's Cup yet. I think we got to take it slow. So we're going to start with being at Squonkapalooza. It's the first weekend in April. You come see the team, meet us, hang out. I'll make sure the team is available if they're all around. And you come see us, hang out. We'll have cool promos and this and that. We won't have play there, but we'll have play at the next event, which is going to be Legends Expo in Pennsylvania. And so that's going to be August 22nd, 23rd. And I'm very, very pleased to announce that we're going to have a $10,000 cash prize for the winner of that event. And it's going to be winner take all. So if you want to play, you want to compete, you want to win, you want to be the head caster, you want to pick your deck, your cryptids, this and that, come compete, because 10 grand could be yours. And that's just coming out of pocket because you guys deserve it. Prove you can play, prove you can win. and you'll earn something special. Other events we'll be at will be Mothman Festival, September 21st, 22nd. And we'll also be at Green Eyes Festival, October 17th. I think it's time for a spoiler. Why don't we show... I think we got a really cool Mothman spoiler, right? I believe that we have some amazing art from an artist that you guys have seen before. And if you join Mothman Festival, you'll be able to obtain one of these cards. If you go to the museum, and then if you can find us, maybe we'll hide, maybe we'll be out there in the open, maybe we'll have a booth, maybe we'll be the main sponsor. You can redeem the card you receive at the museum for this very, very special card that's also available. And so we're focusing more on caster and cryptid specific events. We did the Collecticon circuit. We met a lot of fans that way. We're very grateful for how kind Collecticon was to us, for having the front view, the front seat, the first people there. MetaZoo largely helped make Collecticon special. But going forward, we're going to look for our fans in the cryptid areas. And we think that there's a lot of fans out there that we need to find, that need to find us. And whether you're a fan of cryptids or cards or collectibles, again, I'm mostly, I love cool art and cool cards, and I love all the ins and outs. I want to find you. I want you to fall in love with MetaZoo the same way that I did. And it takes time. But again, we are a servant to the fans, and we're going to serve you guys. But I feel like that's just not enough. I feel like MetaZoo is awesome. It's AAA. It's beautiful. The artwork is so cool. The cryptids are so cool. But MetaZoo is such a great legacy. It's built on the foundation of casters and cryptids and fans that make it so special, so magical. And I just feel like as a team here, we would go to war for the fans. We would fight for you guys. And we want to make sure the fans get exactly what they deserve. So when we're at Legends Expo and we're at all these events, I just feel like we have to add something else a little bit more special. And introducing now. MetaZoo Classic. The fans have spoken. We hear you. We know you want to play Old Zoo. We know you love red borders. We know that you want to bring a flower pot. You might have missed a birthday. I just can't imagine, Post Malone just walking around just with a little birthday candle and jumping on a chair and screaming and this and that. And we want to support what the fans want, what the fans deserve. So as we dip our toes in and as we open the door to the past, Legends Expo, August 22nd, 23rd, we're going to have a side event supporting MetaZoo Classic. It'll be the classic format as the game is currently designed, with Cryptid Nation supported all the way to native. And the winner of the side event for MetaZoo Classic will receive a Kickstarter box as the prize. So if you get out a new zoo, it's just not for you, or if it's hard to win, go to the side event. Maybe you'll get a Kickstarter box. And that box, it's coming straight from my collection. I know I paid a pretty penny for them, so been buying them, and pretty cool to rip. And other teams like, when can we open a Kickstarter box? Every day. When we were doing the old art, trying to figure out Cosmic, I literally had the team pull out a box of every set. Cryptid Nation, Nightfall, UFO. And we ripped every pack and said, what made this so special? What was the magic? What made this feel so real? Why does it just bring us in? And why do we want to come back to it? And that's the basis for how we created Cosmic. That's the basis for what you're going to see in Cosmic Conquest. Hand-drawn art, acrylic, paint, this and that, watercolor. We still will have digital art. I believe we have some phenomenal digital artists that represent MetaZoo extremely well, that are beautiful and this and that. So we're not going to be exclusively hand paint or hand-drawn art, but we will facilitate all. And with MetaZoo Classic coming back, I'm going to say this once. I'll probably say it a bunch more. We're exploring the idea of printing legacy as is, as it was, and as you deserve. This is not currently on the roadmap. It's something that if it were to occur, would occur in the future, perhaps 2027 or beyond. But I envision a future where we have the current MetaZoo as true competitive gameplay that can be played at the highest level. As Richard Garfield said, Magic is a 9 out of 10, MetaZoo is an 8 out of 10, and we can have extremely competitive tournaments where you can have a prize and you have action, 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 back and forth, so many decision trees. It's really competitive. But we can also support MetaZoo Classic. We can support casual gameplay. And I think the old MetaZoo is one of the best games for tabletop at-home gameplay. It doesn't mean we got to fight it out to the end and be the best of the top 64. What it means is, for the competitive side, the new zoo will be the standard. It'll be what we support. It'll be the sets that we release. But we know that we have old fans that need to be heard, that want to be heard, that want old cards and old sets. And we're going to support you. And so in the Discord, you can talk actively and openly about Old Zoo. We'll have channels for that. And so while we'll have channels for the new zoo and Old Zoo, it'll be moderated. When you're in the new zoo channel, talk about new zoo. When you're in the Old Zoo, you're going to talk about Old Zoo. But there'll be channels that you can talk about both. And so with that said, we're not intending outside of Classic and, outside of Legacy and maybe War. I've seen a lot of the War art. I may have bought some of the War art out of the bankruptcy, maybe a little bit before. It's pretty cool. It's actually wildly cool. We don't intend to produce new sets for the old game, but we will facilitate side events and gameplay going forward. And truly, if the fans want something and they say this is the future and this is what we need, we're going to do what the fans want. So you guys will truly be who dictates things. I know we explored fourth wall effects during a Christmas event for New Zoo. I'm not opposed to incorporating fourth wall effects for New Zoo. We just need to do it in a careful way that's truly competitive. When you go somewhere and someone's wearing a bright yellow shirt and you lose before you start, it's a little frustrating. So we want to keep the competitive aspect up, and we're going to explore ways to possibly do fourth wall in the future. So chat go burr, let's go crazy. But no, we're pretty excited for that. With that said, I know I said I'd take you guys through 2027. We talked about Yokai Rising being the premium set. We talked about Cosmic Conquest coming out. But there's something else that needs to come next. And remember, Rose Robinson is our main character. She's fighting UFOs. She's being friends. She's going through all these journeys. But Rose's story is not going to end at Cosmic. It's going to continue. And so for our first set in 2027, it'll be a main set. I'd like to introduce Towerfall. So, Old Zoo, we had towers. You had to join, you had to beat. They had extra power, fire, this or that. And each of those towers you see, those are the towers Rose is going to have to triumph through. Are they friends? Are they foes? Can she beat them? Can she fight them? Which one is the big enemy? And Towerfall is going to be a set that incorporates all the towers, all the ores, all 7 that we've released so far. And you'll see the journey of Rose go through that. It's going to be a very, very dense set. And one really cool part about Towerfall is, have we named the new casters yet for Towerfall? Is there one we can spoil? Here, I'm going to make up a caster name. Let's say a caster name is Ben. It's not Ben because we got Ben over there. And of course he can't run a tower. He's running social media for us. But a cool part about Towerfall is every cryptid is going to be that cryptid's that caster's cryptid. So we'll have Ben's Bigfoot, or Eric's Gumbaroo, or Lily's Mothman. Maybe we even have Zach's Piazza Bird. I don't know. But all of those cards will be assigned to the tower, and you'll get to see versions of those cards as if they were, cryptids of that leader of the tower. And you'll have the face of each of the cryptids, each of the casters in the bottom right of the card. And it'll be a very, very special set. We're already in the development sides of that set. And we're trying to figure out how to get all those cards in a set. So you may see some ancillary products come out that support those sets. I feel like spellbooks are really cool, but maybe they're spellbooks. Maybe it's something else. But we want to make sure all 7 auras are competitive. They're supported. And we want to see if Rose can make it through all the towers. So we're excited to share that lore with you guys when it comes out. The lore team's working very, very hard on it because, again, all the art relates to the lore. So we're not going to send out art descriptions for the Towerfall set until we know Rose's journey and her path. And when you see that set, when you pull it, if you've had a chance to read the manga, you're going to be able to see exactly in the story where each of these cards relates this and that. And I think that's what's going to make MetaZoo so much more special. It's a lot harder, it's a lot more work, but we got to do it for you. You guys deserve it, and we should make each set as special as we can. So with that being said, Towerfall will be Q1 of 2027. We're timing it with a few other special promotions that we're working on. A lot bigger than us, but definitely really cool. We're going to have another premium card set coming out, and I think you guys are going to like it. Baku Bash, a circus theme set. And so this is actually a different point in time. And we're going to have a few villains that come and go, a few gangs that are there that our lead hero is going to have to fight. But imagine cryptids, and you're going through all these different games and all these different styles. And I just see stripes everywhere in all these tents, and you got to fight through it and figure out who's good and who's bad. And this set is going to be really, really cool. I cannot wait to start on the secret rares for this set and see the art that comes out. But we'll have a theme sort of based around the circus. And Baku, one of the biggest and most mysterious cryptids in the world. And what happens at the Baku Bash? The story and the lore for this, I know the team has been working on it. It's probably one of the first stories we started. It's really, really cool. But next summer, this will come out that you guys can see. And I think there's something else just missing, I think, from all this. We talked about Rose. I always loved Adam Ackler. And I feel like there's some other people that just should be there. And it's hard to introduce these characters without all the auras and without all the right pieces in place. And so what we want to do towards the end of 2027 is introduce the last aura that we plan to, which is the light aura. And the light aura will be coming in probably one of the coolest and most anticipated sets I cannot wait to put together. And this will be the light aura set. Fabled and Forbidden. So we have some casters and cryptids that are good and elevated and do all the will and the light and the angels and the crystals and this and that. You have some cryptids that maybe they turn evil. Maybe they get dark. Maybe they turn bad and they need to fight. In this set, Fabled and Forbidden will be one of the most epic battles between casters and cryptids, fighting for who's the champion or who's going to get out ahead. And maybe they need to be saved. Maybe we need to bring back someone of the past that we haven't quite mentioned just yet. And I think you're going to find that this set is going to incorporate everything old fans wished and looked for from the lore to this sort of epic sort of finish for 2027. And again, we do have the sets sort of planned for the next 3 years after, and the story and the heroes and villains and the time. But for now, we just want to share that we have Yokai Rising coming out. If we want to throw up the full timeline, we have Yokai Rising coming out, followed by Cosmic Conquest. Then you'll see Towerfall. Then Baku Bash as the second premium card set coming out. And then we'll end the year with Fabled and Forbidden. And trust me, that's 5 card sets. I think we're going to have a lot more than 5 releases come out this next year. I'd say maybe even more than 10 releases. But they're all going to be very special. There are going to be a lot of surprises. We're going to go to as many events as we can. We're just getting started. And the art is just unbelievable. The art that we have is just unbelievable. And I can't wait to share most of it with you guys. So should we do just a quick Q&A, or... I feel like there's more. Is this enough for you guys, or should we have maybe another session, or I don't know. I think you guys want more. MetaZoo fans always want more. Let's give them more. So you saw the cool website. You saw the product roadmap. We have the artist contest the fan art contest. We have the scholarships for the artists. We have the how to play sort of challenge coming up. We're supporting Old Zoo and side events, and maybe even printing legacy if there's enough demand for it. And I feel like there's just not enough ways to play. So one of the things that frustrated me the most is I had a fan come up when we were doing one of the collector contests. Say, I want to buy Secret Shadows. My store doesn't carry it. Where can I buy it? I don't know any distributors. I just want a couple packs. And I said, you know what? We have to find a way for fans all over the world, no matter where you are, no matter if you have a card shop nearby that'll carry MetaZoo or not. We want you to be able to play the game. So we have 2 members of the community, MetaDoom and Bunnyman, who have worked tremendously hard on building an online client that they've worked on countlessly, and they've had many, many play testers. It has not been revealed to the public yet, the actual game mechanics, this and that, but the engine itself is incredibly well built and competitive, and it's something that we want to bring to you guys, which is going to be Caster's Cup online, where you'll be able to play MetaZoo from your phone, from your computer, from anywhere you are in the world. You can play the new game as is in a competitive setting. And so again, your player card is going to be one of the most important pieces of that. And it will register your wins, your losses, your draws. We don't have draws. We have winners and losers. And we'll have it all tracked. And maybe hit certain achievements. Maybe we'll get a promo card. But we got to know where to send it. So sign up for a player card if you haven't already. And we're so excited. I told the team that, with the online client, we got to make it a little more special. Having an online client is cool, but how do we make it more special? So the online client will not release immediately. We have a lot of work to do when it comes to getting it to the final stages of being available in AAA and something that we can really put our name behind. We're still working on building it to the final specs, but it'll have exclusive cards. You'll see at least 10 additional cards from base set, from tides, from shadows that you can earn or pull on the online client that'll be playable in the game. And we haven't quite figured this out yet, but as a team, if you earn them all, maybe you should have a physical copy. And I think that'd be really cool too. And so we're commissioning the art to extend the base set, to extend tides, to extend Secret Shadows, and maybe include a few cryptids that should have been in those sets. And those will be available exclusively on the online client. So we're targeting Q4, but again, we need to find the right talent to get it to the finish line. Bunnyman and MetaDoom did a fantastic job to date, but we have to get it to the point we can release the client to you guys. So that'll be in the works. Anywhere you are, whether you're in the middle of the desert, you can still play the online client. So I think with that being said, the last sort of piece we had here is we want to talk about hiring. I answered that in one of the questions earlier. To reiterate, we're looking for a senior marketing professional that will eventually become the CMO, someone that truly knows marketing. They don't need to be a cryptid fan, but I believe that they will fall in love with cryptids as they go through. We want them to be a senior leader in MetaZoo going forward. I see other TCGs crush marketing, and we really should be better. And so I'm going to go find that person that's going to represent MetaZoo well. And I want you guys to feel like we're part of the cool kids, or maybe we're just maybe we're the cool carnies that just love cryptids. I don't care. I want to have fun, and I think getting a cool marketing person would be the right way to go. We're also looking for a senior graphic designer to help with putting cards together, shippers, and then an in-house analyst that can help support the team with some of the workload we have here. We're based in Southlake, Texas. It's right next to Dallas and Fort Worth area. There's the big airport, and Southlake is just to the left. There's a lot of affordable housing that's about 20 or 30 minutes away from where we live. And so we want to make sure that everyone who does join the team is on site. We have a massive 10,000 square foot warehouse with about 14 offices. And so we have plenty of rooms to work and build and create the MetaZoo of the future. But if you want to join the team, make a player card, fill out the contact us. You can reach out to me personally if you'd like. But we're looking to build the team, and we want to build the team in a special way. We'll probably have many more roles to gain too, but we got to prove we can be successful first. And we're going to cut the print runs back. We're going to make sure the product's rare. We're going to make sure that it's desirable. If you buy a product, I don't want you to feel like the box is $40 online. I want you to feel like you bought it and it held value. And a lot of times as a collector, it really felt like I wasn't trying to make money on the card I was buying. I was trying to buy a cool card and not lose money. And so, we reduced the MSRP for a lot of the products. And we're going to do everything we can that you feel like you have confidence in us to be stewards of the MetaZoo brand, because that's truly what we are, being stewards going forward. So I think you guys may have heard me say create a player card over and over and over again. Right now it's $7.29. We're going to cut it right now, $7.29. How many people signed up, do you think? We're going to find out. But anyone that signed up for a player card, that watched the stream, that signed up, I'm going to send you a free booster box. And it's going to be from sealed cases. So you may get an alt art box, or you may get a box from Base, Tide, Shadows, and we're going to cover all the shipping. So you don't owe a thing. If you're in the middle of Antarctica and it costs me $100 to ship you a box, I'm sending you a free box because you did a player card when we asked, and to become part of the MetaZoo community moving forward. The giveaway is going to be surprises. You're not going to know they're coming. They're going to be wild and off the chart. So we want you to open a box of Zoo. And if we had a bunch of old Zoo, maybe I'd send that out too. But unfortunately, we don't have much. I just have my PC. But we're going to send you a box of new Zoo. So anyone had a player card to date, we'll do that. And we plan to send out many, many more boxes going forward. So hopefully you signed up. Make sure you have your address in there. We'll see you at least started the account. So anyone before 7:30 will get a free booster box. So with that, why don't we open up Q&A? I don't know if we have another Reddit question, or if there's, we can just do live chat.
Any comics or physical lore content possibility?
We have the manga that we're making. Turning to physical content is something we'd absolutely explore. Right now, we're trying to create the content right now. I would love to send something out with a promo card. I think everything should have a promo card. I think promo cards are really cool, and there should be more and more and more of them. So I like the idea of doing that. I think it's probably going to happen at some point.
Someone's asking on our plans for getting more sellers on board. You want to reiterate the partner programs?
Yeah, so get more sellers on board. We have the partner program, and so if you want discount product that you can sell to your fans or your store or people that come to your shop, you can apply to be a part of the partner program. I intend for people in the partner program, I know in Old Zoo you got a little stamp. I think you should have your own card. I think I should commission an art of you, of your store, that's unique, of some of the greatest MetaZoo artists we have. And why don't we make them for free and send them to you? If you're going to support us and put us in your ecosystem and be a part of the partner program, I think we should support you too. And I think if you're buying cases and cases of our new sets and we're making money off that, why can't I give some of that back to you through creating cool promos and letting you give those away to your fans? And I think those should be really cool arts. I don't think they should be a stamp. I think it should be something really, really special. And so if you sign up for the partner program, I'm happy to include you. With that being said, we also have vendor accounts that'll be on the MetaZoo website. And so you don't have to be a part of the partner program to be a vendor. You can still get product at discount that can be sold to the card shop, this or that. And we will, have a vendor sort of avenue for allocation and such. But, we're going to prioritize our partners. We're going to prioritize our players that are very active and consistent. And I don't want you to be worried about not getting part of Baku Bash or part of Cosmic Conquest. We'll make sure there's allocation for you if you're a fan. But at the same time, we're not going to print 1 million booster boxes of everything. We're going to print far, far less. Far, far less.
Any plans for Topps collabs?
I'm open to collaborations and such. One of the challenges with Topps is they take a large portion of the revenue, and so it becomes very difficult to actually produce a set and pay for it. And so, we could sell a lot of Topps product and commission art, and we wouldn't even cover our art costs with that. I'd be more open to creating something cool in-house. We have a lot of connections, a lot of relationships that we could make square cut cards and have a Topps theme, and there's no gameplay. It's a CCG, which is a collectible card game, not a trading card game. And I'd be more open to doing that in-house than necessarily partnering. But I can be swayed. the contracts that I've seen are not they're not very favorable to the IP, and I have to look out for the IP.
Any feedback on our blister run from Walmart?
The blister run from Walmart did incredibly well. Incredibly well. The percent that didn't sell is single digits, which means we sold over 90% of what we put in Walmart, and it was only out there for a brief period of time. It did not go out to all the stores. It went out to a portion of the stores, and that's really, really good because Pokemon can't see on the shelves at Walmart, and a lot of these guys, they have to keep stuff on the shelf. And so we said, why not put MetaZoo out there? We have plenty of product. Let's put it out there. And so I intend to continue with big box stores if they'll place orders. But at the same time, our art and our direction and the products we put out, they're going to be MetaZoo. Like, they're going to have the identity of MetaZoo. And we hope that the big box will continue taking orders.
Is the YouTube channel going to be more active going forward?
Yeah, we use YouTube. I'm going to leave it up to the marketing professional that we're going to bring on. So if they use YouTube, Reels, Instagram, I would love to create all that content. I'm willing to pay for that content. And so I think MetaZoo should have the highest quality content out there. I think that we should get into animated shorts. And I think that we talked about putting out 60-second little mini-series and giving Bigfoot a personality. Is he dorky? Is he fun? Is he smart? Is he the genius that we always thought he was? Or is he really just evil, Dr. Bigfoot? And so I always thought that creating some sort of animated short and doing like an Instagram, 12-episode series, I thought that'd be really, really cool. But we need some in-house talent that can help create that content and sort of help create and sort of bring that to life. We do have the trailer that is available that was produced. We talked about sharing that tonight. It is one of the coolest things I've ever seen. It gives you goosebumps, but I feel like it's a disservice to show the trailer and not have some sort of media plan after it. Because as soon as you see the trailer, you want to go buy a ticket to the movie. You literally get goosebumps. It is unreal how cool it is, and it really brings cryptids to life. And I cannot underestimate sort of what that means. But let's find a marketing person that can help us bring cryptids to life, and let's do it together. Yes, we'll be at Squonkapalooza. We'll be there. We have cards. I hope they get here on time. I've told them to fly them over on a plane. And I've already seen examples of them at the factory, but we're trying to make sure they arrive on time. Cool to see so many people here. It's good to have chat back alive. What other questions do we have?
Content creator promos?
I'll make content creator promos. If you're an influencer and you're putting out product and you want a promo and there's a meaningful mutual relationship there, I'm happy to create a promo and put it out for you. I think reinvesting in the community, reinvesting in our fans, reinvesting in the stores and the influencers and all these things are things that need to happen. But we have to earn all that. So again, we're not going to ask for a pre-order or a Kickstart or this or that. We're going to pay for it out of pocket. And we're going to foot the bill until we earn your respect and earn your trust. And if creating influencer content and influencer promos is part of that, I would love to do it. I just want to make sure that the people we make promos for like MetaZoo. Last thing I want to do is bring a bunch of cool promos and then, all of a sudden you find out they don't like MetaZoo at all. It's it's got to be mutual, you know what I mean?
What's your favorite MetaZoo card?
Oh my gosh, favorite MetaZoo card. Favorite MetaZoo card initially was Piazza Bird. Love Piazza Bird. A little poncho sketch there. My second favorite card is Bloody Mary from the fan art. It was White Death for a little bit because I love the idea of the White Tiger, and I just watched the, I think it was the White Tiger, the Indian movie that's so cool about this guy just fighting through all this stuff. But it ends up being Bloody Mary's probably was my favorite. So I was buying a bunch of them. I love the card, and one of my old friends, Metakai, he was one of the guys that would buy a lot for me in the community. So I'd be really active in sort of other areas of different hobbies. I love Lorcana. I love collecting. I've got a full set of the first chapter, every card, PSA 10, reverses, enchanted, all of it. I thought that's really cool. I thought about doing that for One Piece, but I could just never really get into it. With MetaZoo, I've just loved every set, all the different holo foils. We talked about maybe swapping from Cosmos back to the old holofoil. We've talked about all the different design decisions here and there. No, I'm a big card lover, big card fan. Love Harry Potter back from 2002, 2003. I wanted to complete the base set PSA 10, but anyone's ripped a pack of Harry Potter, it's like one of the most poorly made card games. And like it's really hard to get PSA 10s. But one thing I've been working on is trying to get a PSA 10 set of all the old Zoo. So Cryptid Nation, Nightfall, UFO. We're pretty far away there. There's a guy, Justin Montgomery, that was helping me. I picked up some of his collection on Facebook. And then, I've got some samples. I've got red ink and stuff. But I don't have a lot of PSA 10 samples. A lot of my samples are 9s. And I feel like that might be because one of our friends out there, MetaZoo Black Market, has a lot of them. So I guess another reveal I would like to share with you guys. And with the approval of MetaZoo Black Market, I'd like to share that he is a part of the ownership group and is going to be actively helping MetaZoo going forward. And so when you see the lore, when you see different things happening, his imprint is there. I know he's working on an independent RPG and different things that he wants to come out. The camera's still going. And is it on?
No, the camera's very.
Can they hear me?
Yes.
Okay, you guys can hear me, but you can't see I took my shirt off. I got to put it back on. Uh-oh. It's quick. Oh, I guess I got it back on. Well, truly, we don't wear pants if the camera... Did we start? We put them back on? Okay. Anyway, that was like the worst time to have it cut. Anyway, our good friend MetaZoo Black Market's part of the ownership group of MetaZoo, and he's going to be actively supporting the organization going forward. So when you see one of the most passionate fans out there, a lot of what we've done over the last 6 weeks has his handprint, has his influence. It has a lot of his ideas and his creativity. And I think he's one of the most passionate fans that exists. And so I would love to just share that with you all. And I'm excited to praise him as well for a lot of the updates and stuff coming.
We will bring back the location/lore intro on the cards.
Yeah, we didn't take it off.
On the cards themselves, we don't. We just have location.
Yeah.
So there used to be. Our flavor text will be a lot better going forward.
Oh yeah, we've addressed flavor text, so we actually got feedback on that. I actually hired gameplay designers from. Well, not hired; they're actually just friends of mine. But I had them look at MetaZoo and try to find ways to improve it, and look at different things we could do. I don't want to reveal the game that they're part of, but the game that they are part of has some of the best flavor text, and we got some feedback to improve that and make it sort of cool. And one of the thoughts I said is, there's one flavor text around this and that maybe 2% of the fans get, but the ones that get it, their mind's just blown away, and it's so cool. And so we've actually directly addressed flavor text, starting with Cosmic Conquest going forward, that if you read it, we want it to relate back to the specific cryptid and the legends, and I want the flavor text to be meaningful. And we do have locations on all the cards. I know that base set didn't have them, but going forward, we will have a lot of flavor text and locations. All right, what are some other questions?
Will the online store be the first place to buy new sets?
Yes, the online store will be the first place. We intend to sort of... we want to avoid situations where people who buy our products don't actually want our products. We want people that buy our products to be people that either want to open them or keep them or collect them or play with them. I don't really want someone to buy our product and then just sell it or auction it or just get rid of it. It just doesn't feel true to the other fans. And when the incentives to do that are to help that person elsewhere, it doesn't really help MetaZoo. And so by selling stuff directly in the store and that being the primary place to buy products, of course you'll be able to buy them in your local card shop if they want to put them on the shelves. Of course you'll be able to buy the cards at events and this and that. But you will also be able to buy cards on MetaZoo, TCG.com. And so, yeah.
Will there be more event decks like the Christmas event?
The event deck for the Christmas event had a lot of fourth wall effects, and I like what it did and the idea of it. We would like to explore that more, but it involves a lot more play testing. And so one of the challenges, even with like the online client, it's hard to do fourth wall with online client. So you don't know if you're playing a human or actually a cryptid on the other side. I mean, our Bigfoot's actually pretty good at it. And so we want to explore it more. But right now we're more focused on ancillary products like spell books or like things that would support. But the release of index and things, it absolutely could come. But the last thing I want to do is overprint or oversaturate the market. It needs to have a function or a use, and it needs to make sense financially. My number one goal is to keep MetaZoo around as long as possible. So we are being very, very disciplined in our costs. We're being very disciplined in the staff we hire, very disciplined across the board. But that's so we can keep MetaZoo around forever. And again, I will keep MetaZoo around even if it doesn't make money because I love making the art. I love doing all the ins and outs. And if we would be part of it, great. Just I think we want to make cool cards for as long as we can.
Are you going to have serialized cards? Not sure if this was asked.
Yes, we'll have serialized cards. They'll be on prize packs and things that you can earn. They won't be on things that you can purchase. So it's sort of a fundamental, just sort of feeling that if you want the coolest and rarest cards, you got to earn it. You got to go to an event that, maybe there's a Caster's Cup that, the top people get to go and they all get maybe a championship sort of tower for attending, a little play on if you get that reference. But no, I think the serialized cards should be earned.
Do you own MetaZoo now?
I'm part of the ownership group that purchased MetaZoo in the bankruptcy. We have changed the managing member. Charlie Herlocker was a managing member through the GQL partnership. And then the team that is part of the owners, we decided to elect me as the managing member going forward. And I'm going to lead MetaZoo into the future. And one of the first major decisions of that was to have Meta2 become the publisher in-house. We still appreciate everything GQL did. They'll still provide consulting and advice, and they'll help us get on the right printer and help us put the cards the right way and all the different ins and outs of everything. But we're in control now, and we're going to be sort of the leaders of where the IP goes. And the team you see here, the team behind the scenes, they're the team making MetaZoo. And we're in the community. We're on the Discords. We're everywhere. And we're the ones who are listening and trying to make MetaZoo better. And again, it's not us. It's you. We're making MetaZoo for you.
Will alt boxes continue in the future?
It's a great question. I cannot believe we forgot to talk about alt boxes. Are we doing like 6 alt boxes a case now? No. We're getting rid of alt boxes. Alt boxes were really cool. I think it was a cool collector thing. The decision for alt boxes, the rationale is that a card shop could buy a case, they could open it up, and they could get $1,000 bonus. It's like a way for card shops to have an incentive to buy cases. You don't get it all the time, you get it sometimes. But the fans largely pushed back on the alt boxes, and they made it known that alt boxes weren't something that we want to see in the future. So while we're getting rid of alt boxes, and you won't see that going forward, you will see box toppers. So we'll have box toppers on the sets. Cosmic will be the first set. There'll be holographic auras. And there's always got to be one box topper that's a little bit more special. But I'm not going to spoil that here. You're just going to have to open it to figure out what it is.
Do you think artist proofs may be on the table from Cake Becker?
Artist proofs. We could explore that. I need to figure out a way to facilitate it. Sometimes when you work with printers, you don't necessarily have all the control. You're kind of on their schedule. Printers used to be desperate for trying to get people to print with them, this and that. And now there's so many TCGs, so many people want printers. Printers are overwhelmed, and they can turn away business, and they're doing fine. So getting certain things from printers is very difficult. But if that's something the fans want, and you want to have artist proofs that you can give away, or maybe sketch on the back, or I know it's a very popular thing that Magic's done. I'd love to facilitate it, but I need to make sure that we can do it. I know that we talked to a printer maybe yesterday, or I think it was yesterday, and we made a special request that I know you guys have a few extra sheets. You're not throwing them away, are you? I mean, if it costs us a little extra money to ship them, we'll take those sheets. And I feel like for us, we're not trying to hold product back or not give it to you. I'm not trying to say there's 300 Rat Kings and all of a sudden you got a flood everywhere that just show up and have 4,000 rats or something. I'm not trying to say that we're going to print 100 of something and print 1,000. I want to print exactly what we say we're going to print, and I want to give it all away. You know, to me, with Pokemon, I always wanted to preserve everything, keep everything, set, collect. With MetaZoo, I want you guys to have it. I want to give it to you guys. And if it's not 2025 convention packs don't mean anything. I think we need to burn them. I think we need to get rid of them. I think we need to get rid of the excess staff cards that weren't given out. I think we should do it on camera. I think we should do it live. I think we should show you guys. We should prove that we're doing exactly what we say we're doing. And so if a printer has extra sheets and they want to send them to us, I don't want to keep them. Maybe I put one on the wall so people that visit can see it. But I want to give them away. And maybe they could be incentives for people that win Caster's Cup. Or maybe they could be incentives for people that win the tournament in Pennsylvania. Wouldn't it be cool to have an uncut sheet of Cosmic Conquest? An uncut sheet of holofoils, or maybe uncommons, or this or that? If they give me 20, let's give 19 away. The other one you can see in the office when you come visit. And I'm not opposed to making the office a retail store like Watsy, where you could walk in and buy a box. But for now, we need to hire a few more people if we can get there. It'd be really cool if there was a physical MetaZoo store where you can come see us and maybe get a sneak peek of what's going forward.
Any plans for the old MetaZoo coins?
Coins. If there was a way to like not have them be like duplicated or like it'd be hard to be like, hey, we're gonna give away if you get a coin. It's like, oh, I got a coin guy. He makes a coin for a penny each. I think it was a cool idea. I would love to do something similar in the future, but we would have way better IT around it, way better specs. Whether it's something that has a RFID tag, or whether it's a unique barcode, or whether it's generated, we're really going to leverage the player card and the player ID to do a lot of the things we're going to do. It's going to link to everything that we do. Even the online tournament, like your player ID is going to link right to it. When you do physical tournaments, the store, everything. When you build decks and you want to share decks, it's going to be under your player ID. And you get to see the cool decks. You can see the decks that are winning and the decks that are losing. It'll be cool, but yeah.
Will booster box design stay consistent?
We have talked about that this week, and I think the old booster boxes had something special to them. I think they had something very magical about them, and I don't know. We may see a booster box design that maybe feels like Nightfall, or like Wilderness, or like UFO. But we haven't quite made that decision yet, and we're going to look at all the options. But I think the old boxes felt pretty special.
Any plans for Collecticon in the future?
I love the guys at Collecticon. I've been there since the day one, the very first Collecticon. Collecticon just needs to make sense. It's very expensive to join. It's very expensive to get a full booth. I feel like a lot of the attendees at Collecticon have been exposed to MetaZoo. I think that there's a lot of shows that have popped up. The landscape in 2020, 2021 was, if you want to go to a card show, Collecticon was the only option. Nowadays, there are many, many, many other options that would love to have a brand as strong as MetaZoo join them and have an event and bring players and maybe bring your own flower pots. But, if we're at Zoo and we can support both formats, I'd love to. But I don't plan to join Collecticons in the near future. If they wanted to waive our fee, I would happily go. But events are very expensive. So for now, we don't plan to go, but that could change. We should show them the passport I brought. I think so. I don't know where it's at. We had a passport that's fully signed. It's kind of cool. I was looking at it earlier.
If MetaZoo Classic is successful, do you see that being a yearly specialty set or possibly a rarity subset within regular sets?
If Classic is successful, we're going to add it to the online client. If Classic is successful, we're going to make it available. And if Classic is successful, maybe... should we spoil this? I don't think they're ready. Should we spoil it? They're going to hate me. Maybe we make the old cards playable in the new format. We've talked about that at length, and we want it to happen. but the fans are going to dictate what happens, what we decide to do. And so I would love to see it. It's a lot of work, but it'd be kind of cool to play a Nightfall card in the new format. But the new format has fourth wall. Is it old zoo? Is it new zoo? Or is it just MetaZoo? Let's get some more questions. So this is the passport. Look at this. This is from my collection. Lily, I showed this to her, and she was like, I signed that? Like, come on. Yeah. I'm a fan. I love MetaZoo. I love art. I love signatures. You can see all the old signatures on there. You can figure out which signature is which. I remember getting the Pay Money Wubby signature. I used to watch his videos, and his pre-stuff is, like, unbelievable. And I remember getting the 1010. I was like, oh, my gosh, this is crazy. It's like you had the Wubby signature. It's like, why don't we do some more of that?
Will we ever have any sort of redemption cards like there used to be?
Redemption?
Like skateboards and stuff?
The challenge with redemption is you have to follow sweepstake laws that are in a lot of different states, and different states have different this and that. And it's very difficult to do something where someone buys something, gives something away, and they have to come back to you. It's much easier for me to just give stuff away. I'm open to redemptions. I'm open to that. It's usually on a partner by partner basis, like a skateboard or like a t-shirt or something that comes back. But we actually haven't explored the legal side of that yet. And if we can do it, and like the real challenge with the redemption is you don't follow law and your whole product gets recalled. And we don't want to have a product recall. That would be awful. It's like literally total loss of printing and everything. But I would love to give you guys a lot of stuff. I'd almost rather, instead of the redemption, just make the board available in the store, and you could buy the board directly and maybe get a booster pack that way. But avoiding like having sweepstake laws apply really avoids a lot of legal headaches and stuff. Yeah, I mean, I'm open to it. I'm open to everything as long as it makes sense. I mean, I was kind of sad when I didn't see a bikini on the store right away.
Will we have new merchandise like clothes?
Of course. I know Ben was working on clothes last like 2 weeks. Unfortunately, we are not going to sell clothes just yet until we finalize the transfer of GQL. They have the exclusive license to sell any and all MetaZoo items, this and that. And until we sign the dotted line that we have the license back from them, we're going to be very, very careful that we don't violate it. And we've been given special permission for this stream to host this and talk about all this. I was hoping to have it signed before the stream, but there's a lot of things that are very, very complicated and very, very challenging that I don't think the fans necessarily care about or want to hear about, but they have to get done before we can actually give you what you deserve. And that's cool cryptids, cool stories, cool cards, cool clothes, cool everything. And the one piece of advice I've given for the clothes is I want it to feel cool and premium. I want it to feel like something I would wear. I don't want it to be cheap. I don't want it to be the lowest cost. And even if we just break even on the clothes, like I'm okay with that. If the fans can get cool stuff for an affordable price, that's what we should do. Mm-hmm.
Someone asked, firework hollow pattern from Legendary Collection a possibility?
If we could get it, I have looked for it. I think it'd be really cool. I think half the fans would hate it, half the fans would love it. And then 20 years would go by and everyone would realize it's the coolest thing that ever existed. For those that don't know, I was the first person to complete Legendary Collection reverse hollow foils in PSA 10. One of the cards was Pop 0, ended up becoming Pop 1. I'm a huge, huge fan of firework hollow foil. If we could find it, I'd be open to it. I think some people would just hate it. I remember as a kid, I thought it looked like the stickers you get out of the machine at like the local grocery store. But hey, I mean, we're fans. I'll try it. Maybe we do it in like a short print, like short set drop, and see if you like it. And then if you like it, we'll make it in the main set. But I think what made Legendary Collection special is that it's only one. It's one and done. And so maybe if we do it, it's just a one and done. And if you get it, great. If you don't, sorry.
Would we be open to bringing back unique hollow patterns for individual sets?
I'm open to it. There's some challenges with ordering hollow foil and the lead time there. And right now, we've only been in this for 6 weeks, and we talked about it. There's some other ways you can get the logos on there without the hollow foil that are kind of strategic to make it look like it's hollow foil, but not. I'm open to it. I think it'd be really, really cool. But again, like it has to make sense. And like the printers, they're giving us the time, but they're very busy. So making the printing process not as simple as possible is important. The last thing you want to do is frustrate a printer and then not be able to use them. Because I don't know if you guys have noticed, but MetaZoo cards are like some of the highest quality cards out there, and there's a reason they're high quality. It's the relationship with GQL and getting us into the right printer. When you look at other TCGs and you're like, man, this card is flimsy, it doesn't pass the bend test, and it's really thick, and man, that cut was awful. Did they even sharpen the blades? There's a reason that New Zoo card quality is out of this world, and we want to maintain that. So we're going to be as respectful and diligent as we can with the printer, but if we can do it, I'll try, but I'm not going to lose a relationship over asking for too much.
It's 8 o'clock, so just take a couple more.
Yeah, we can do like 2 more questions if you guys want.
Is the broken veil from the old lore a part of the new universe?
So, well, it might be best for me to let the lore experts sort of speak to that. I think what we want to do is we want to have sort of some continuity with everything, and that MetaZoo and all the stories can sort of coexist around. And there's not just like one story, there's many, many stories that coexist. We want you to feel as if you're a caster and you can exist in this world, and you can have your Mothman, and Ben can have his Mothman, and you can all go tackle the towers separately or independently. And I want the stories to sort of coexist. We've talked about how to introduce this to the fans and tell it in an elegant way that's very articulate, but I feel like I wouldn't explain as well as our lore writers who are truly experts in that. And then maybe what we can do is, before the last question, why don't we show the roadmap again so you guys can all see the sets and stuff, and it's up there. And then why don't we pick a tough question? I want people to feel like I'm answering a really tough question.
Do you have any contact with Michael Waddell?
Michael reached out, and I haven't had a chance to go through all my messages. I plan to open the message and say, hey, thank you for putting together MetaZoo and creating the game, this and that. And so, yes, he's reached out, but I haven't had a chance to respond just yet. And the plan is to do so after the stream, like many others. So our priority was to execute the stream today. But yeah, he's still around.
Are you planning on reusing any of the unused art for new sets?
I love the idea of reusing art that's never been out. I don't want to spoil Legacy in case we do want to put it out in whole. I don't necessarily want to spoil War in case it does get printed someday. But there's a lot of art that can go out. At the same time, I think our artists, when you look at what they produce in 2020 versus what they're producing today, is just next level. It's literally, they've evolved so much, they've grown so much, and we really hope the scholarships even elevate that even further. It's hard. I love Pancho's art. It's like I would any day of the week, but I think that at some point our art is such a high quality that there are some old unused arts that wouldn't meet sort of the standard that we have. But absolutely, if it's really cool and it's cryptids and we think you guys would love it, we'll put it out. I actually plan to reach out to a few artists that I know have done Twitch streams and stuff and say that, hey, when we commission a Towerfall art, would you love to go live on stream and draw it in front of the fans? And we'll put out a post and say, hey, XYZ artist is going to work on an art. Would you like to watch them draw a card art live? And I know we do the artist interviews where we show them doing it in real time, and we sort of show the back play. But if you could hop in and ask questions while an artist is creating something, wouldn't that be cool? Wouldn't that be a way to support the artist? Wouldn't that be a way to get the artists out there, promote them even more? So I'd love to do that. I would love to commission as many arts as we can. But anything art related, like I'm all for. Like I'm not disciplined when it comes to commissioning art. Just put it that way.
Do we have any plans to release the original Cryptid Nation Bible?
I'm not opposed to it. I think it's less organized than people think. So I've seen it, I've looked through it. You would think it would be like I think if you read it like ChatGPT would clean it up a lot, but it's not as clean as you would think. But I don't know. We could read through it. I don't think it coordinates with our sort of vision and our art, our lore. But if the fans want to take a step back and want to see sort of what Old Zoo had to offer and show, I don't think we should hide that. I don't think we should hide sort of where we came from. I think being transparent and sharing things is helpful. And, with the old unused art, like let's say we decide not to use the art or something, I'd be open to going on stream, like we got a camera here, and just flipping through the art with you guys, the physical art. You guys know that I hopped on Whatnot and bought a ton of art. And I did that because I wanted to preserve the art. I was worried it was going to go all these different places and get destroyed or burned. The art got shipped to me without any padding or anything. It was already kind of messed up when you get it. But I thought just keeping the art safe and protected, and you have all these beautiful pieces that need to live beyond. And the MetaZoo history is so precious. That's sort of why I went out of my way to acquire as much art as possible. But I'd love to just go live on a stream one of these days, and it's not even, you're not even looking at my face. And I saw that we had a hot mic earlier, but you're not looking at all this. You're looking at art. You're looking at beautiful art. And we'll flip through the art. Maybe I don't even talk during it. We just go through art one at a time. And I think the fans would love that. And I know I would love it if I was a fan wanting to see what's out there. And I've been very, very lucky to peek behind the curtain. And I'm not opposed to opening the curtain more for the people who are out there.
Will MetaZoo Mondays or First Fridays remain?
I would love to have an ongoing cadence of sharing things with you guys. I'm open to doing a live stream. I don't mind being put on the spot. I don't mind if you guys want to ask tough questions. If you guys want to know sort of why things happen, this or that. I think going forward, I'll be able to reach out and talk sort of openly. I think if you have a tough question, I'd love to give as much context as possible, and that way you guys can see things. But no, I'm open to it. I think a weekly basis is too frequent right now, given the pace we're going and what we want to release. But probably monthly for now. And I'd love to keep it live. I want you to feel like you're talking to someone, and I want you to know that when I'm here, this is the most important thing I have going on. There's nothing else more important to me than being here with you guys, giving my time and everything I have for MetaZoo. And I want you to know that I'm committed to MetaZoo. I'm here because I care. And I'm here and I'm live because I don't want to have anything to hide or show. I want to be as transparent as possible. And if we make a mistake, hold us accountable. Call us out. Blast us online. But it'll make us better. And when we come back and we're better, hopefully everything is better for the fans. That's really what we want it to be.
Are you open to doing any interviews about MetaZoo?
Sure. I can do interviews. I will say, just full transparency, there are some Pokemon-related topics that I'm working with someone on that we'll release them publicly on a global forum, what's called like a top 5 or top 10 news network. And we put a lot of work into it, like dozens and dozens of interview hours and time. And it's important that that story is told. And so I'm focused on not talking about details related to that's in my life, because I want them to tell that story and be able to break that story and share it. But anything MetaZoo, anything that's tied to this IP, the work and stuff, I will actively talk about. I'm happy to do interviews and go back and forth, this and that. But there's a couple of things I cannot talk about due to some legal agreements. But it's also what I think is best to get the story out and the message. And a lot of it has to do with I want to hold people accountable. You're going to find that I'm a very, very ethical person. I do the right thing. Even when you have crossroads, you go this way or that way, I'm always going the right way. And holding people accountable for some criminal acts in the past, I think, is the right thing to do for a lot of my friends that lost a lot of money. And so I'm going to do everything I can to support that story and get it out to as broad of an audience as possible. I've been on a lot of different interviews, and I think some people know I've been in about 20 or 25 PSA magazine articles with Pokemon, been on BBC, been a lot of different things. But this story in particular is important to me because it closes a chapter that didn't get the voice it deserved. But outside of that, which I think is an important thing to say, I'm happy to talk about anything MetaZoo related. Sure. Thank you guys so much for joining. I can't wait to send out those free boxes. I don't know if it's 50 people, 500 people, but make us work, put us to work. I think I'm going to let Eric take a little time off, next week. I think he worked really hard on the website, so please, don't break anything just yet. And we're going to get back to it. We're going to start working on Towerfall. Cosmic already looks beautiful. Tell us your ideas. What do you want? What do you want to see? I know I want to see some more of the little Bigfoots come out. I want to see, this is so soft. It's so cool. Like, we should have so much more cool stuff for you guys. So thank you for your patience. I think it was a disservice to exclude the old fans when we got the company out of bankruptcy. I think the old fans are what made Magic real. I think the old fans are what made MetaZoo what it is today. And we never, ever should have excluded you guys from the plans. So a lot of what we're doing today is trying to say you guys are what made MetaZoo special. And while we're trying to make MetaZoo better for the future with the art, with the card quality, with the design, with the new gameplay, we're going to give the fans what they want. And that's MetaZoo Classic. That's the art. That's the hand-drawn stuff. That's the lore. That's the marketplace. That's the online client. That's all the things you need. It's all the things you want. It's all the things you deserve. And so thank you guys for joining tonight. And magic is real. Magic is